Did you know that one of Hollywood's most beloved leading men had a secret child? Or that a famous director's on-set decisions led to 3 tragic deaths? These are just 2 of the 10 mind-blowing scandals we're about to uncover. Get ready for a journey into Hollywood's darkest corners. Number 1. Marlene Dietrich and Greta Garbo's alleged affair. Remember those glamorous leading ladies of the silver screen? Well, hold on to your hats, because we're about to spill the beans on a love affair that shocked even the most jaded Hollywood insiders. What started as a fierce rivalry between Marlene Dietrich and Greta Garbo took an unexpected turn that had Tinseltown scrambling to keep it under wraps. Picture this, 1930s Hollywood, where 2 of the biggest stars were lighting up the silver screen. Marlene Dietrich, the sultry German beauty, and Greta Garbo, the mysterious Swedish siren. On the surface, they were bitter rivals, competing for the same roles and the public's adoration. But behind closed doors, that's where things got interesting. Rumors swirled about secret rendezvous and passionate encounters between these 2 screen goddesses. Their feud was just a smokescreen, some said, to hide a forbidden romance. Can you imagine the scandal if word got out? 2 of Hollywood's most bankable stars in love with each other? The studios would have had a collective heart attack. This alleged affair wasn't just juicy gossip. It reflected the changing tides of American society. As the country grappled with shifting attitudes towards sexuality, Hollywood was terrified of any controversy that might alienate audiences. So, if there was any truth to the Dietrich-Garbo romance, you can bet the studio bigwigs did everything in their power to keep it quiet. Number 2. Joan Bennett's husband shot her agent. While Hollywood tried to keep scandals under wraps, some exploded into the public eye with a bang. Literally. Ever wonder how a single gunshot could derail the career of one of the 1950s most beloved actresses? In 1951, Joan Bennett was at the height of her fame, captivating audiences with her talent and beauty. But her world came crashing down when her husband, Walter Wanger, let jealousy get the better of him. Picture this. A busy Los Angeles street, a confrontation, and then, bam! Wanger pulls out a .38 revolver and shoots Bennett's agent Jennings Lang right in the groin. Talk about a career-killing move. The incident sent shockwaves through Hollywood, exposing the dark underbelly of Tinseltown's glittering facade. Poor Lang ended up in the hospital, while Wanger got a 4-month stint behind bars. But the real victim here? Joan Bennett herself. Her thriving career took a nosedive faster than you can say, cut. The public couldn't separate the actress from the scandal. And suddenly, roles started drying up. This shocking event pulled back the curtain on the volatile nature of Hollywood relationships. It showed how quickly things could spiral out of control when fame, money, and jealousy mixed. The Bennett-Wanger-Lang triangle became a cautionary tale, reminding everyone that in Hollywood, personal dramas could have very public and very costly consequences. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Number 3. Peg Entwistle's tragic death. But personal dramas weren't the only dark secrets lurking in Tinseltown. Ever wonder why the Hollywood sign became more than just a landmark? It's tied to a haunting tale that shook the movie industry to its core. The year was 1932, and Hollywood was in the grip of the Great Depression. Peg Entwistle, a young British actress, had come to America with stars in her eyes. But like so many before her, she found that the path to stardom was paved with broken dreams. On September 16th, Peg told her family she was heading to the drugstore. Instead, she made her way to the Hollywood sign, a symbol of the very dreams that had eluded her. In a final, desperate act, she climbed to the top of the H and leaped to her death. She was just 24 years old. Peg's tragic end became known as the death of the Hollywood sign girl, a chilling reminder of the pressures faced by aspiring stars. It pulled back the curtain on the harsh realities of an industry that often chewed up and spit out young hopefuls. This shocking incident changed how people viewed the entertainment world. Suddenly, the glitz and glamour seemed tarnished by the desperation of those trying to make it big. It sparked conversations about the mental health of actors and the cutthroat nature of showbiz. Number 4. 3 deaths on the set of Twilight Zone. the movie. Just when you thought Hollywood couldn't get any darker, along came a tragedy that turned a movie set into a crime scene. Ever wonder why movie credits now include so many safety warnings? It all traces back to a fateful day on the set of Twilight Zone the movie, a production that started with high hopes but ended in unimaginable loss. The year was 1982, and excitement was building for the big screen adaptation of the beloved sci-fi series. But on July 23rd, the set became the scene of a real-life horror story. During filming of a Vietnam War scene, a helicopter lost control and crashed, killing actor Vic Morrow and two child actors, Renee Shin Yi Chen and Micah Din Lee. This wasn't just another on-set accident. It was a wake-up call that shook Hollywood to its core. For the first time ever, a director faced criminal charges for an on-set accident. John Landis and 4 others were charged with involuntary manslaughter, leading to a 10-month trial that had Tinseltown holding its breath. The trial may have ended in acquittals, but the impact was far-reaching. Suddenly, those glossy Hollywood productions didn't seem so glamorous. The tragedy sparked serious conversations about safety in the film industry. New protocols were put in place, changing how movies are made to this day. Number 5. Ted Healey's suspicious death. While safety measures were evolving, old Hollywood's darker secrets remained buried. Take the case of Ted Healey, the comedy mastermind behind The Three Stooges. His sudden death in 1937 left more questions than answers. What really happened that night outside the Trocadero, and why did some of Hollywood's biggest names seem so eager to close the case? Ted Healey was a big deal in early Hollywood. He created The Three Stooges, those slapstick kings who had us all in stitches. But Healey's own story ended with more of a gasp than a laugh. In December 1937, he was found badly beaten outside the Trocadero nightclub in Los Angeles. A few days later, he was dead. Now, the official story was that Healey got into a drunken brawl, but whispers started circulating that there was more to it. Some folks claimed Healey was attacked by a group that included actor Wallace Beery and a New York gangster. Others pointed fingers at powerful Hollywood execs like Louis B. Mayer and Eddie Mannix. Number 6. Spade Coolie murdered his wife. Fame in Hollywood could be a fickle friend, but for some, it became a dangerous enemy. Take the case of Spade Coolie, a country music sensation whose career ended not with a whimper, but with a bang that echoed through courtrooms and governor's offices. How did this musical darling become embroiled in one of the most brutal scandals of his time? Spade Coolie was the toast of the country music scene in the 1940s and 50s. Known for his big band and western swing tunes, Coolie had fans tapping their toes across America. But behind that charismatic stage presence lurked a dark side that would soon cast a long shadow over his legacy. In a shocking turn of events, Cooley's violent temper erupted in a brutal confrontation with his second wife, Ella May. Suspecting her of infidelity, Coolie beat Ella May to death in front of their young daughter. The gruesome crime sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. Number 7. Clark Gable's secret child with Loretta Young. Hollywood's ability to keep secrets extended far beyond pardons and courtrooms. In fact, one of the biggest cover-ups in Tinseltown history involved not crime, but love and a baby that would remain a mystery for over 3 decades. Picture this, it's 1935, and 2 of Hollywood's brightest stars, Clark Gable and Loretta Young, are filming The Call of the Wild. Little did anyone know, their on-screen chemistry was more than just acting. Their secret affair would lead to one of the most elaborate schemes to hide a pregnancy in Hollywood history. When Young realized she was expecting Gable's child, she knew she had to act fast. She left the country as soon as she started showing, gave birth in California, and then, get this, adopted her own daughter. Can you imagine the lengths she went to in order to maintain this facade? Number 8. Ingrid Bergmans' affair with Roberto Rosolini. While some stars managed to keep their secrets hidden for decades, others weren't so lucky. In the late 1940s, one of Hollywood's most adored actresses saw her pristine image shattered in a matter of days. What could cause such a dramatic fall from grace? Enter Ingrid Bergman, the beloved Swedish actress who captured hearts in films like Casablanca. With her wholesome image and undeniable talent, Bergman was the darling of 1940s Hollywood. But all that changed in 1949 during the filming of Stromboli. On set, Bergman fell for Italian director Roberto Rosolini. The catch? Both were married to other people. When news of their affair broke, along with Bergman's pregnancy, public outrage was swift and severe. Suddenly, America's sweetheart was labeled a homewrecker. The backlash was intense. Bergman wasn't just condemned by gossip columnists, she was denounced on the floor of the U.S. Senate. One senator even called her Hollywood's greatest apostle of degradation. Can you imagine a celebrity scandal reaching Congress today? Number 9. Charlie Chaplin's teen brides. While Bergman's affair shocked 1940s America, another icon had been pushing boundaries for decades. What if we told you that one of cinema's biggest legends had a habit of marrying girls young enough to be his daughters? Charlie Chaplin's personal life was far from the feel-good comedy of his films. Charlie Chaplin, the lovable tramp who brought laughter to millions, had a dark side that would make even modern celebrities blush. This silent film superstar's off-screen antics were anything but silent, causing scandals that echoed through Hollywood for years. Chaplin's love life reads like a tabloid nightmare. Not one, but two of his wives were just 16 years old when they married him. Can you imagine the uproar today? He even went as far as tying the knot in Mexico to dodge California's age of consent laws. Talk about dedication to controversy. But Chaplin's scandals weren't just about his questionable taste in young brides. In 1952, while promoting his film Limelight in England, he found himself banned from re-entering the United States. The reason? Suspicions of communist sympathies during the Red Scare. It seems Chaplin's personal and political life were both causing headaches for Hollywood bigwigs. Chaplin's fall from grace was swift and brutal. The U.S. Attorney General publicly branded him as anti-American, leading to an exile that lasted nearly 2 decades. It wasn't until 1972 that Chaplin returned to the States, receiving an honorary Oscar and a 12-minute standing ovation. Talk about a comeback. Number 10. Natalie Woods' mysterious death. While Chaplin's comeback was celebrated, another Hollywood star's story ended in tragedy. What if a night of glamour on a yacht turned into one of Tinseltown's most enduring mysteries? The death of Natalie Wood left more questions than answers. And decades later, we're still wondering what really happened that fateful evening. Natalie Wood was a beloved actress who captured hearts in classics like West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause. By 25, she had 3 Oscar nominations under her belt. But on November 29, 1981, her life was cut short in a shocking turn of events that still haunts Hollywood. Wood was on a yacht with her husband Robert Wagner and fellow actor Christopher Walken when tragedy struck. Initially ruled an accident, authorities said she likely fell overboard after a night of drinking. But that wasn't the end of the story. In 2011, the case was reopened. New information came to light about a fight between Wood and Wagner on the night she drowned. Things got even murkier in 2013 when the coroner changed the cause of death from accidental drowning to drowning and other undetermined factors. Why? Fresh bruises were found on Wood's arms and neck, raising suspicions of foul play.